This is News 8 Now at 5. News 8 at 5 continues.
Welcome back, everyone. Tonight we have the story of a local man who made it big, but this story has a really generous twist in time for Thanksgiving. We want to welcome to our program now John Piano, who grew up in the town of Greece, went to Olympia High School, and he's the winner of GQ Magazine's Better Man, Better World contest. We're going to talk about that in just a moment, but first you have a pretty amazing story. You grew up in Greece, went on to become a big corporate lawyer in Hollywood, LA, and then you decided to quit and do something else that you found more meaningful.
Yeah, you know, I think I got to a point in my life where what I was doing wasn't really fulfilling to me in sort of that meaningful way that when you look back on your life, you want to be able to remember something that was worthwhile. And so I did a couple different things, and I got into the internet field and the technology field, and partnered up with some folks who were in the transplant space. I knew nothing about it at all. And
organ transplants.
Organ tissue and eye transplants. And once I became involved and engaged in that and learned more, I realized what an incredible opportunity it was for a guy like me to actually make a difference on a pretty grand scale.
So you founded your own company?
Yes.
And what's the name of it?
It's called Transplant Connect. And as the name connotes, it's about connecting the dots in the transplant process. From the point of someone passing away and donating organs, tissues, or eyes, through the sort of process all the way down to the individual who receives that heart transplant or that cornea transplant.
Okay. We don't have a whole lot of time, and I want to get to the contest because this is really fun. Somehow or another, you got involved with this contest by GQ magazine. At what point did this happen, and how did you end up winning?
So it was over the summer, and it was a fairly simple way of submitting. Was a photo and a little paragraph about yourself, and from there GQ selected 5 individuals to be sort of the finalists. And then it was going to be online voting would determine it. And it was really interesting because I think a lot of the local people here in Rochester got involved in the voting. I know some of my old friends from here really made a big networking effort. And before you know it, we went from literally in a week, we went from dead last to actually winning this thing.
And we're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of votes.
So. I was told by GQ that over 60,000 people voted for me.
Terrific. And it's for a good cause, because we're going to let people know about your company in just a moment. Really quickly, what's next for you? What's next for your company?
Thanksgiving dinner is next, and then after that, back to LA and back to work. There's so much more to do. There's 10 million people blind worldwide waiting for corneas. There's 105,000 people in the U.S. waiting for an organ transplant. 20 of them are dying every day. So our work is cut out for us. You know, we are so intently focused on continuing to make a difference, working with unbelievable people like the folks at the Finger Lakes Donor Recovery Network here in Rochester, who do a fantastic job in enabling these transplants. They use our software. So there's a lot more work to do, unfortunately. I'm not going to Disney World just yet.
Well, we're so glad you came in. We're going to tell people about your company right now. And really quickly, GQ Magazine will feature John in January?
January.
In January. Yes. So look for it then. Yeah. We'll probably put it on TV then, too. Thanks so much for joining us, John.
Yes, absolutely.
Here's a link to Piano's Transplant Connect website. Head to rochesterhomepage.net. Click on the story in the news drop-down menu.